Worldwide movement, peace, love, respect. Big King Sadiq hollering at you one more again. All right, man, another beautiful day in the Steel City, right? It's a little overcast, but I'm telling you, the temperature, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it feels like a late spring day. We're in the tail end of November, so I ain't mad at that at all. Hey, thank you, really, again, everyone who has chimed into the channel and subscribed. Please continue to share, like, subscribe, and keep this worldwide movement growing. All right, make this a pretty quick video. Title of this is "Don't Judge Yourself Either," or either, right? However you want to say it. So we've made videos in the past, right? Talking about how important it is to recognize the struggles that a lot of us are going through as we are in this very transformative time on the planet, as we are and have uncovered so much about ourselves individually, collectively, as a society, as a civilization, that we needed to be aware of so that we can recognize, process, and change the things that absolutely need to and must be changed, right? So we've done that, right? And we've had an incredible amount of success in beginning the early stages, right? Taking those initial steps. And often in transformative processes, those initial steps are in fact the most important, right? Once you show that initiative and that inclination to change, it's very powerful, because often human nature causes us to, or what our nature has developed into, causes us to resist change, right? Which is actually unnatural, because change is in fact the one thing you can count on in this universe. Nothing remains the same. Change is truly the only constant, right? So yeah, there's a lot of folks that are going through a lot, may lash out, right, during these times where emotions run so very high, where a lot of very potentially scary things, right, are happening to folks who, to no fault of their own, may not have matured to the point where they realize you have nothing to fear, right? So we spoke, or I talked a little bit in previous videos about how important it is to be accepting and to not judge. First of all, none of us should be attempting to place judgment, because none of us, in my estimation, should be judging, period, anything or anyone, right? We leave that up to the Creator. And in fact, your Creator doesn't even place judgment on you, right? That's the whole purpose of free will. Think about that. So you're telling me that our Creator gave us free will, right, to make whatever choice we may make, or whatever mistake we may choose to make, and then turns around, places judgment on us for making mistakes, and damns us to hell. Come on, folks. We got to get up out of these little, quite frankly, petty and immature religious systems, all these linear systems that limit us and that are holding us back, right? In terms of experiencing unconditional love for everyone and everything, right? And also realizing that we are indeed energetic spiritual beings that have a direct connection with our Creator, right? We are in fact expressions of our Creator's energy, right? So with that, one of the most important traits of our Creator that we can exhibit is that of compassion, right? That of understanding, forgiveness, and acceptance, right? These are traits that are necessary for us to develop within ourselves in order to have and exhibit unconditional love, true unconditional love. So it's very, very important that we do not judge, right? But the point of this video is to remind everyone that not only is it important we do not judge others or other things, but that we judge not ourselves, right? Do not place judgment on yourself. None of us is perfect, right? And that will be kind of beside the point anyway, right? So we all have plenty of growing to do, plenty of learning to do, and certainly plenty of mistakes to be made for us to learn from them, right? So certainly, as you will make your share of mistakes, learn, right? Definitely always understand, recognize your mistakes, and learn from them, right? In maturity. And then keep it moving. That's all. Grief, guilt, they have no place in a high vibrational frequency lifetime, right? Those are lower vibrational frequencies, concepts, feelings, emotions, etc. Let go of all that. It doesn't serve you, right? So why should we hold on to something that doesn't serve us? So again, it's a reminder that just as it is certainly very important for us to not place judgment on others or other things, it is equally as important. Actually, I'll go a step further and say it is even more important that you do not place that judgment on yourself. Because you cannot give or exhibit to anyone something that is not within you, right? So if you do not have enough unconditional love for yourself to not place judgment on yourself, how in the world can you exhibit or give that to anyone else or anything else, right? So, incredibly important that we absolutely do not place judgment on ourselves, that we forgive ourselves, right? Truly, forgive yourself for the things you've done wrong, even those grave, profound mistakes that you feel like, many of us feel like we can't be redeemed from, right? I know what that's like. I understand. I know there's some mistakes you make, you like, you know, they hurt you so much that you made it, you like to forget that you did it, right? And some instances and some lives are damaged so badly, you can't forget that you did it, and certainly those around you don't. But again, none of us is perfect, folks. And your Creator forgives you. Your Creator loves you unconditionally, right? And as you are part of your Creator's energy, that is certainly something for us all to aspire to, right? You know, often I can recall situations where people will, you know, think, even movies or real life situations where there may be a killer, right? A murderer, someone who has unjustly taken a life, and not that any taking of a life is justified, but someone who's taken a life and perhaps in a very heinous way, right? Where everyone generally hates this individual. But somehow you find that their mother is right there by them, clutching on their arm, you know, and condemning what their child has done, but certainly not condemning their child. That is an inkling, That is an inkling of the unconditional love and the level of forgiveness that your Creator can display and does display for us all every single day. See, unfortunately, many of us lull ourselves mentally into the false sense of feeling like we get away with things. You know, I kept that a secret, right? Or I did that under everybody's noses. Or sometimes you get so insidious and deep in your your attempts to get away with something that you attempt to fool yourself, right? And get in denial about even what you've done. And a big part of why we do things like that is so that we can avoid judgment, right? Often our own judgment or condemning of ourselves. So if we become mature enough to no longer do that, to look at ourselves and our mistakes, right, with clarity and spiritual maturity, then we don't have to run from any judgment, right? We can be honest about ourselves, our mistakes, our wrongdoings, process them, learn from them, and move forward without the guilt, the shame, etc., right? Just move forward with the lesson learned, because it's that lesson that you can grow from. Guilt, shame, all those forms of pain and misery and low vibrational frequency energy that we bring onto ourselves when we judge ourselves, right, will truly damage you and hold you back. Those are very low vibrational frequencies that will keep you trapped in a low vibrational frequency state of existence, right? And we're certainly all now moving and evolving out of that. So again, this is a reminder as to how important it is for us to forgive ourselves, right? You know, I mean, and there's, folks, I couldn't have or find enough time or enough days in the year to go on about the things that we think we get away with when we think we're in the dark, right? But like I said before, we're not getting away with anything, and we're certainly not fooling ourselves, and you certainly do not fall or come or ever leave out of the sight or awareness of our Creator. So you're not hiding anything. Don't hide from it. Admit your mistake. Examine it, why you did it, what your motives were, right? What the results were, what you could have done differently, right? Learn a lesson, huh? Get the parable, huh? What is the moral of the story? Learn the lesson, leave the emotions behind, and keep pushing forward, right? And accept yourself, and please, folks, don't judge yourselves, all right? Well, we did it one more time. Big King Sadiq hollering at you one more again. Worldwide movement, peace, love, respect. I'm out.